live tutorial on a drawing that we make on a daily basis. So if you're new to this live stream, I'll give you a quick overview. And the way we do this is that I make a drawing such as this one I did yesterday. This is the unmistakable Sunflowers by Vincent van Gogh, and pretty much many people know about it. It came into the scene in a big way, 1987. Then it sold in Christie's, I believe, for about $40 million. So this is Sunflowers by Vincent van Gogh, and we made this drawing in two parts. Part one being on this Paintology channel, which I do for like a good, a good 30 minutes or so, finishing the part one. And because it's hard to do a drawing in the space of an hour, and I know you guys will get bored with anything more than an hour, so I divide into two parts, and so give you a break of about 10 minutes or more, and we carry on with the second part, which is to finish the drawing in part two, which is in the Ferdows channel. This is my other YouTube live stream channel. You'll find the links in the description. So let me show you a few resources that you want to bookmark. Okay, firstly, you want to go to paintology.com. Okay, that's the website that supports the Paintology drawing app, which is available in Google. So you go there and then go down a little bit and you'll see this pink button, daily step by step. Click on that and then you'll come to this page. Then you'll see this is the page that pretty much logs everything with regards to my activities on the daily live stream. I've been doing that since October, so as you can see I have a huge list here. So you are free to go through this little list, and you can see here 29th October, part 1, starts at 8. This is the Camille Pissarro, late afternoon in our meadow. So that's the one we're going to paint. And so let's take a look at the reference image. This is it. It's a beautiful painting, which not sure if it hangs in the National Gallery in London or somewhere else, but this is actually a cropped image of the original, which is slightly bigger in landscape, but since we're doing in portrait, I needed to crop it. So we're going to make this painting close as possible. You can see yesterday's painting, completed drawing. Here the sunflowers which I showed you, still on my drawing app, and then the reference image, and then the two live streams, 8 GMT, and then similarly the previous drawing. This is of course the Pablo Picasso. So just remember, this is not a image or photo editing software or anything like that. I know you've all been embroiled or carried away with AI. AI does everything, and pretty much the entire world thinks digital art is just a total fad or something. It's not totally untrue, and I'm going to break it down. It is the means to improve your skills, not perfected, but expand your skills more rapidly than any other medium that I have come across. And I have gone through a lot of mediums. We're talking about traditional medium, and then I did digital, but it's from 5 years ago. So this is the Constable's Salisbury Cathedral by the river. You can see that. That's an interesting one because I did that in freehand. I didn't use the trace method. So many examples there. You must recognize this one. Cézanne condensed, not Cézanne, the forest, the great Cézanne. of course, the kiss, right? So plenty of example. You take your time and go through this page. It will keep you happy and busy for a long time. It includes the full live tutorials for each one, okay? So next one, resource, paintology.quora.com. This is my profile. Paintology.quora.com is where you want to follow me, or either follow me on my personal profile here, which includes paintology.quora.com. You can see you will have hundreds and hundreds of posts, not just related to drawing, but talking about art. You can see I've answered over 1,400 questions related to art. So I'm a big writer, you could say, and I've written poetry and also a novel, few novels. So you don't have to be born with these skills. Anyone can pick it up. I've taken skills that I've never known. I had two left feet when it came to dancing, and then I started performing internationally. You may be talking, oh, it's talking all just rubbish and all that. Yeah, some of you will do that because that is very comforting when you don't have the desire to possess the skills, or when you feel you are perfectly fine living in a world that passes by, and then eventually later on you come to regret it that you didn't take up the stuff you wanted to because you were just too either complacent, not interested, and kept reminding yourself it was a born skill, anything like that. So, I'm just telling you, this is my based on my years of experience. So here it is. So you can see all these lovely, lovely. It'll keep you busy. You must know this one, George Surratt Bathers. Look at the one I did. Yeah, pretty good, huh? So this is done on my phone. So this is so the two bookmarks you want to do. This is done on my phone, as you can see here. This is how I bent the Mona Lisa painted on my phone. So the method I use is block coloring in order to take these very exact colors. It's like a paint pot, and I'm going to describe that to you when I do the painting. And applying. So the whole idea, why is this is how I draw it, and then you can see a lot of my paintings I've done. Many of them are in freehand, so they're not using trace mode. Trace mode is something I show you uniquely because of the importance of learning the skills. I'm not here to show off my skills. I'm here to teach you skills. So let's head back to the drawing app. I think I've shown you, So this is the painting I saved, sunset painting I did, and on my painting section, this is where I save all my paintings. You can see here. These are all the paintings I save, You can see I paint, save it. And so tutorials, this is the home page of the app. So please do not go straight to draw and think it's any other app. Get that out of your head. It is not the same. It is not, doesn't intend to copy other apps. It is designed to teach you drawing through the methods of tutorials here. Many tutorials. You should go to that first. Try out paint by numbers. Beautiful. So many. And look, for example, this one. Looking at this one. 3. Go to the 9. 3. 2. Zoom in, and away you go. That's all it is. Away you go. This improves your drawing skills. Okay, and save, discard that. And then so many pencil drawings for people you want to learn pencil. It's got a video as well. Look at this one of the nose. You can follow this nose as I've done using the shade brush. This is a toggle button. It shows you the videos.
Trying to get
and
this
then you
right.
can alternate. Use the toggle button.
You will see that I continuously vary the brush.
And then I vary the brush, the shade brush, and away you go. So you can make this drawing on here. You can see how I
size and select the proper.
This is my drawing. You can see here. So it's pretty capable apps in the sense that because you're applying a lot of the techniques, and you will know that the drawings I show you painting doesn't look at all like a digital piece of art, isn't it? I mean, I would challenge anyone to tell me that was a digital piece of art. You just can't. And the reason is because I don't rush to tools like 99.999% of the people who uses drawing apps. I have the techniques that I learned from traditional and applied it to digital. So this app is perfect for people who like traditional drawing, the methods of traditional art, like I showed you, or the people who are just beginning and the ones who've started drawing in digital drawing apps or have gone deep into it. Probably not a good idea to use this app because you'll be constantly trying to find the tools to draw. So you may be better off sticking to the drawing app you have. But if you are interested, you need to come with a pretty open mind. Dismiss all your preconceptions about digital drawing and painting. Then you will fully appreciate this app. So what did we do? Yeah, we forgot to download that reference image. I forgot. Let me go to the top again. I think I downloaded it. I'm not sure. So it's a long press and the download image. Yeah, I did download it. So now we can go to draw and you can download an image in trace mode all the time. There you are. There it is. There's photos of my young daughter in a passport photo I was trying to do. It's amazing what you can do if you spend a little bit of time. You don't have to go out and just get someone else to pay money and do it. I'm always a lot about my learning the skills. Okay, so this is what we have. So if you download an image, or if you will see this trace mode appearing on top of the image. You can sweep left to right. All the way to the right means you're totally seeing the reference image and nothing of your canvas. This is your canvas. It's got nothing there at the moment, hasn't it? I mean, you can make a mark there. Look, all the colors. Right, nothing useful there. But look at this one. And then when you go slide, you'll see your partial drawing, and then that's what makes this trace drawing very, very powerful. Believe me, you'll be shocked. So what I'm going to do is do block coloring. So let me show you how this works. I usually put just above the midpoint. When I put it up just above the midpoint, it means my color picker is going to pick the colors. See that? Of the colors of the reference image wherever I land. See that? Yeah. These are the colors I picked from the land, and they're that's really the essence of block coloring, is you can pick with just a size and then just land and pick these colors, and then continue to do that until you've covered the whole canvas with your drawing here. You understand? So, like for example, another color here, another color here. There, that's it. And then you transfer the old colors, and then you start working on the details, the brush strokes, trying to get that exactly done. So I've been doing the Grandmaster serious. Look at these lovely colors. Very, they're very contained in a palette of colors. Greens, hues, yellow, slightly yellowish, but there's not even yellow. There's the green hue, a very light green hue he's using. Even in the sky, it just has remnants of the sky. Do you see here? Yes, just this bluish remnants of the sky. So what we're going to do, the first step is try and get some of these colors, pick some of these colors, and I'm going to continue using that line brush. It's set at 9.23%, just like I showed you. So color picker, and pick up these lovely blue hues first. So this is exactly like you draw with traditional. You must have seen your favorite traditional artist. First of all, lay down the broader tones of the landscape, right? And then start slowly, bit by bit, going to the details. This is exactly the method that I'm going to show you here. So this helps us. Think of this color picker as a huge color pot, infinite color pot, because the painter has to go and dip his paintbrush into the paint pot and get the right color. We don't have to. We get it from right directly from the color palette, and this can improve your painting to new levels like you've never seen before. Okay. So the reason why many people mistake my art for a photo or something like that, and it's no surprise because they don't know the full techniques until you come and see me do it. And many of you will rush to tools because they don't want the botheration of doing this manually, and you can do that, but you'll never become a good artist. You'll just look at other good artists doing their artwork, that's all. And if that pleases you, then so be it. I'm not gonna force you, but I'm just saying it is so much more fun doing it. And this shows you how it brings back the fun of painting in the digital medium. The fun. Look how I picked the green colours now. Isn't that lovely? Right there, look. Just go rapidly. So this, if you do it in the method I'm showing you now, it's basically improving your appreciation of tones. You probably hear that in the academic subjects in art, tones, right? So how do you appreciate tone? Never has, I don't believe anyone has shown tones like I'm doing here. I'm actually now showing you that your appreciation of tones increases because your color tones of this blue, it looks blue, but in fact it's not. This is how deceptive our eyes can be, and painters know this because they know that if they have a big canvas and they draw something that resembles something like close to it. Have you ever been to a paint that's really close up? Looks like in a gallery, it looks like a mishmash of blocks and colors. But when you look away, it all comes in. The composition. This is exactly how most people will paint, most artists. I'm going through this really quickly. So I cover the first gamut of colors, right? So you can rapidly see. I'm allowing my stylus here. I'm using a stylus, by the way. You can use a finger. I'm allowing my stylus to pick the first colors and then just using it to disperse that same color around that area. And that's fine because it means I'm keeping within that color. The painter is not going to go from a distinct color unless you're near an object. So if you're near an object, the contrast between the object and the background will be high. So I would focus on just doing the object. And believe me, I can go on talking and talking, but you're much better off doing this in practice, just like I'm doing. Nothing complicated about this. This is the reason why I can do photorealistic drawing, and I've taken my skills beyond most people in digital art. It's very interesting when I talk about the subject of digital art. Not many people get it. They think you need to use tools and all that. There used to be at the beginning people who come to the app without going to tutorials, without even checking out what the app is all about, dive straight into the draw section and then start making comments. Hasn't got this, hasn't got that, hasn't got this, hasn't got that, hasn't got this. Therefore, it's an app for babies, for little kids. And then I got a little bit tired of listening to those derogatory comments, so I challenged one of them. I said, really? Can you please look at this drawing, which I did on my phone, freehand. It took me 30 minutes. I challenge you to do the same using your app that you claim to be so brilliant. I never heard of them. Never heard of them. I got a lot of likes on that. It's because they knew what I was saying. Because that person didn't even bother checking out. So this could be very original to you, and you're probably thinking it's a gimmick. Yeah, I may think it's gimmick, but if you look at me paint like I'm doing now, you can't possibly think that this is a gimmick. And also, for the people who think that digital art is all a fad, has no soul. Oh, so I'd like to tell you, is this brushstroke being done by an AI? Maybe I've changed my mind into an AI mode and start painting like this. Yeah? It's really sad. These are people who are people who are really high up supposed to be high up in the art world. They think, they've been in the traditional art scene forever, and they have no idea what digital art is about, especially the way I do it. And then they make these crude, premature judgment without even knowing. First of all, I'll tell you, art is art, even if you make 2 marks, that's art, because it's unique. It's your, see, I'm following the colors, even the thread of this. You can get lost. It's just lovely when I do the block coloring. It gives me time out. Art is art. Even if you make 2, 3 marks, yeah? Don't let others tell you anything. If you drew something, took a pencil and you tried to draw the shape of a TV, a square and everything, that's your unique art. That's your art. And then for some reason, these people in the traditional think that there's, and then some of them will go as far as say, hasn't got the same beautiful textures. Oh yeah, when you look at a piece of art, you go right up to it and rub your fingers all over it, do you? And then you have to feel that paint crisscrossing across, right? to imagine the whole thing, right? That's just ridiculous. Even people who actually start out or hasn't done digital art, I can't get used to feeling the paint. I love the paint. I love the charcoal. I love the graphite particles that blow up on my nose. I mean, come on, I've been through all that, and I can tell you this drawing in digital is nothing. None of that feeling comes into it. It goes away in the first 2-3 attempts of doing digital once you realize its full potential. So all these people are talking nonsense. They claim to know what they're talking about. They don't, because they're trying to fulfill a sensationalistic mindset of people who just haven't done anything. So this is another tip I'm going to give you. Like, if you have people who come and tell you, oh, you're cheating with trace method and all that, yeah, don't listen to these people. They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, they'll only try and discourage you. So go your route. I don't follow people's general trends. I make the trends, I don't follow it. Alright, look how quickly we did that. I wonder if I finished it or not. Wow, no way. Isn't that great? Look at that. How quickly we did that. Right there. Now I'm going to do something a little different, and you'll be amazed. Look at that. So we did that. But that doesn't look anything like it, but I'm just pleased that I have managed to. I'm going to save this. Save V1, number 1. Okay. And then I'm going to open it up again, because this is, trust me, I'm just doing this for myself. You don't have to do it. And then open up the painting again, because this is a prototype that I have working on for our next release of the Paintology, which will have some more additional features. So let's look at this. We got the bulk of the colors, right? We can switch between the bulk of the colors, and then look at these wonderful miniature textures that Pissarro has created. You know, there's naturally a beauty drawn on this painting, right? A natural attraction of this painting, and that's entirely down to the way he used the lovely mixed backstrokes. I mean, we haven't got the female that's working, the woman is working with her carrying a basket. We haven't got that, but we'll pay attention to that. But let me show you, since I did that in record time, I'm going to get closer. In fact, you know, I always like to try something different initially. And I'm going to do this. I have an idea, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do part of this tree, right? Really look at 370%, but I'm going to get really close up. You're probably wondering how hyper-realistic art works. Well, this may be a good time. Now look at the brush. Let's take it down to 2.3. Let's try that. So look what I'm doing. I'm actually getting the real colors, right? Because I had a big brush, I'm now getting the real colors and just tapping away. Look. Because I had a bigger brush, remember I had 10%. This has gone way down, and now I'm picking the smaller areas and this is what I'm gonna do. Just do that and see what the effect is. Always experiment, always learn to experiment. Don't listen to all these people who think that there's only one way of painting. Painting is the reason why your favorite artists are so good is because they do it in their own method of painting. They don't listen to the trends, they create the trends. The general trend is pretty much very crude because it's based on people who are not very experienced in the first place. So I'm just going to go through that and see what happens. Very interesting. It's also for my interest. Look, 29%. I'm just going through it, picking the colors. That's actually being, and then I'm just going to see what happens when I do that. And then I'd like you to try it as well. I'm picking the colors, right? Right. So I'm now adding. Right, you may think I'm picking all the wrong colors, but remember, I had a bigger brush size, and I'm probably going to get mixed up with my own colors as well. That's why it looks like I'm not picking up the right colors, but in reality, I am picking up the right colors. Yeah. And perhaps we should have done that at the beginning, but this is how you learn. If you don't make mistakes, if you think mistakes are to be avoided altogether, you're totally wrong. Mistakes are what opens your mind. And I don't call them mistakes, I call them, not like Bob Ross, happy accident, I call them a learning phase. You know, this colors, so just pick these colors and let's just go around and see what we have, shall we? Just go down as far as you can. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble. It's like rapid painting. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribble, scribble. Scribble, color picker, scribble, scribble, scribble. So every time you pick the color picker, you are gonna pick that color that your finger or the stylus lands on. Okay? Scribble, scribble, color picker, scribble, scribble, color picker, scribble, scribble. Color picker, scribble, scribble. It's so much fun. Very interesting. Did you see that? Yeah. Now let's go to the let's see that. What happens? Let's see if we can get away with this. If not, I'm gonna try something a little different because I may have an idea, something up my sleeve. I'm not gonna give up. You just look at it and observe and see what else can I do with the tool that I'm using. Because you see what most beginners do, you expect the tools to take them there because they've got no art skill or no appreciation of art. And then they will let other people guide them. And that's the tools because they haven't got anyone teaching them. So here you've got someone teaching you. So you should be very thankful that you're now in my company. Okay, let's just go a little bit and then I'm going to see it. And then I'm going to say, you know, I'm not too happy with this, or I think I can do better, or I think I need to do this. It's all part of the learning. And let's look at it again now. very interesting, isn't it? Now you have to carry that thinking all the way to the rest of the canvas, and you have to ask yourself, is that actually working or not? And honestly, it could work. I can almost visualize the whole painting had I carried on all the way to the rest. It would become a little bit like this, but not quite. And the idea is that we're trying to get close to Pissarro's, just like we did in Monet and all the others, right? Monet, Klimt, Turner, well, not Turner, yeah, the boat, Dutch boats in the gale, if you want to see that, and then Constable, right? So what are we going to do? Let me try something a little different now on the other side of the tree, okay? Here, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go and take that brush size to about 50%. Let's see what happens there, okay? So just let me finish this part, and then if it works, then we can say, aha, that effect is going to get carried all the way by painting like this. Because remember, Pissarro did very similar to that. He basically picked his style. So I'm just basically just have that 50%, and I'm going to tell you what that 50% does. If you like this side of the tree, this one, then we can say, yep, let's stick to this setting of the brush. Remember, people will be just thinking, what's the next step? What should I do next? And there's no real method of teaching people art techniques until now, where you know, I have very high degree of control over my art because I've not don't dive into tools. Alright, so let's just finish this with, you see what I'm doing? I'm very scribbly mark, picking up the colors and then confining it, keep it confined. Anywhere I see that looks a little odd. Alright, let's just go across this tree because we got another 5-10 minutes. Remember, I got 2.3 50% setting. I'm trying something different. Remember, the reason I keep this going is because I'm learning at the same time. You may think, oh God, what else has he got to learn? I got a lot to learn, mate. You never stop learning. If you claim you've stopped learning, believe me, you're going to be a lazy person all your life. You'll never pick up new skills. Seen that from my experience, can tell you that. I'm going to go down here as much as I can, so at least we get to see and observe our new style of painting. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Whoa, so different, isn't it? Which one do you like? I'm beginning to like the one on the right. That might bring about a very different type of effect. You know what? I'm going to do that. And I'm pleased for that. I want to do that because the reason is that it looks a little bit more tonal, little more, how can I put it, more like volume, has more volume. And there's a good reason for that. This setting, 50%, is extremely important. It's the reason why I can get photorealistic drawings done very easily, even on a phone, compared to without using all the digital tools that you might be thinking that's behind it. It's not. This is really, in essence, how traditional art works. Is that if you have 100%, think about it, right? If we lay down a color, like for example this green color, it just means that if you do one brushstroke, it's not, and do another on top of it, it's going to maintain that tone. But if you go to 50%, you're going to keep one brushstroke, then another brush, then another one, just like I'm scribbling, adding few more flesh tones or few more tones. Then it's going to continue to build up until it reaches that tone. Okay, so this is very much like a pencil. Just remember, this is the essence of pencil, tonal drawing, painting, and tones are at the top of the list of the fundamental requirements for good drawing and painting, right? So again, 50%. And can you imagine when we go down there? Wow, how many strokes or how many tones can you achieve at this level? 10%. You'll have to make 100 strokes to get there, and that allows you to build a body of text. Let's go down here. Can you imagine? You'll be spending a whole day getting to that tone, but we're going to keep it at 50, right? Because we like that. Let's get it back to 2%, yeah? Right. Let's just continue working. We're going to do it this one. It's so much fun. I'm telling you, it's so much fun. I've got a little few more minutes to finish this one. And so don't be afraid. When you see the darker tone, just add to it. Right? Just when you see a darker tone, so what I'm doing is when I see a little bit of the darker tone through the trace area, I'm going to spend a little bit more time. Right? And what we're doing is we're picking up the tone, the same tone, but with the color tone, and then we're also adding multiple tones over it using that 50%, yeah? That's all we're doing. And I'm going to leave that top half we did so you can see afterwards when you finish the whole painting what it's going to look like. This is just wonderful. It's really pleasing me a great deal because it's like a technique that I can bring to you, and I'm learning. As I told you that I never stop learning. And if you think I've done this before, you're quite mistaken. All right, let's have a look. I think we're pretty good here. Yeah, so I'm going to stop here probably. Ooh, lovely, isn't it? That's so good. I can't wait to see the whole finished thing. So I'm going to stop here. I've got to drop my daughter off actually at school. So I'll be back at 10 GMT, so 15 minutes from now. Please check the link that takes you to that part 2 stream. I'm really super excited to see the whole painting. Can't wait. And so I'll see you in shortly. So you can go also to the paintology.com page I showed you and get ready for part 2. So I'll see you soon. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.